Oi, oi, welcome. I'm back. I'm always back. So, what is the issue today? The issue is this Malema carrot. Man, China has got a big problem, right? China does not understand things. And I said, when I looked at it, I said, China had a very, in actual fact, I say to blame the elderly guys like Abu Zuma and Abu Ramaphosa, it's a waste of time. In actual fact, the person who's actually supposed to be blamed is Mchana, right? Malema has got a big problem. He had a very good chance, a chance to bring South Africa together, a chance to change things, right? Surround yourself with good people, people who have knowledge, people who understand what they're talking about. They've implemented it and it worked, right? Don't instill fear in people. Don't instill arrogance in people, right? Instill good things. Train people in a way that when people are faced with the problem, they know how to get rid of that problem rather than, just being arrogant and selfish, all this type of things, which I say the EFF, when it was, start to be founded, I remember I was there the day it was at Marikana. I went there, right? And when I went there because somebody told me about Ndlozi, I say, I want to see this young guy. I want to, understand what ideas, because mainly young people have got good ideas, right? Implementable ideas, right? Like the old Madalas, like who are in the parliament there, talking nonsense and sleeping all the time. But young guys have got good ideas. And that's why I went there, I thought, you know what? This is a revolution that we are looking for. Everything we do for the revolution, right? I thought it was the revolution, but only because of Machana, right? Standing in the way of greatness, standing in the way of change, right? Progressive change, right? A change that was supposed to change South Africa for the better, give South Africans that greatness of who we are, right? But Mchana focused on arrogancy, disrespect, and things which they failed somewhere. The whole of Africa failed. They've got their land, they failed. They've got their banks, they failed. Right? Let's learn from history. They failed. So, meaning to say, here, we need to come up with a new idea. And what is that idea? Right? If somebody knows the, what is it called, this place? Where they took this thing which they created as a horse and they put it in the front of a seat, and the city guys, they come and they take that thing inside, of which there were soldiers inside I forgot the name, but that is something that needs to be implemented. Don't just go straight while you see you cannot win. You cannot enter the city. Come up with a plan, a proper plan to say, this is how we do things, right? Progressively. Our people are suffering. Our people are going through hell as we are speaking now. I went to Marikana not long ago, I think around 3 years ago, 4 years ago, so just to check if the EFF has went back there and did something for people of Marikana. Nothing. After 2013, nothing. And I said, but can you imagine? You are telling the people that you want to free them, but at the end of the day, you're doing nothing. That's Mchana's language, right? All they know is just to have security, to be the tenderpreneurs and make them money. You don't know. We know. But the main thing is, I look at these rallies of Mchana. You got Mchana there wearing a watch of thousands of rands, wearing a shoe of 10,000 rand, a belt of 8,000 rand, and say, yeah, I'm going to free you. At the same time, you are hungry. I remember one of my cousins, when the early years I helped him, and yeah, God blessed him. The day I was hungry, he calls me, he says, come and see my place. When I go there, he's showing me a belt of 10,000. I said, but man, I don't even have 5 cents. But if you remember, a long time ago, I was the one who was helping you. But I just kept that in my heart and say, it's life, right? But that is Muchana's way of life, right? Amass whatever you want to amass. And at the end of the day, what are you doing with it? Muchana had a bigger, better chance to change South Africa, right? But he wasted that chance, bringing about wrong people as advisors, right? Look what is happening now. The party is like crumbling, falling apart. Muchana does not want to listen still, right? It's a problem that Muchana needs to look at. If he keeps on going on like that, at the end of the day, there won't be a party to look to. And people had faith in what he started. People thought at least we're going to have something progressive, something that looks unto South Africans' needs and wants, right? But at the end of the day, we know the ANC, the entitled, whatever we call them, cronies, or stuff like that. We know those ones, arrogant, selfish, right? They do not want to listen. They've been in power for long, 30 years, it's quite a long time. And that's why they've lost the elections. But if you look at it, which party is there to change South Africa's landscape? You talk about Mashaba, a man who was doing wrong stuff, right? You can't talk about Mashaba. Mashaba, ask him about the double-decker bridge there. Ask him what happened. Where is the guys who were doing there? Ask him about why Stefanuti Stocks did the N2 bridge. Is it the N2 or N19? I don't know. N17, whatever it is. Ask him, right? How do you trust this type of people? People who talk. Ask him about Mashele's book, paying that much money. Seriously, but which party do we have in South Africa that seems to insinuate that they can change the landscape of South Africa? They can talk for the masses of South Africa. Many people are suffering like this, right? 30-something%, it's a lie. It's almost around 50% something, if you look at the reality on the ground. Because this statistics nonsense, it's just algorithm that is created by morons. Americans cannot create the right thing and it does work. It's a lie. Yeah, you can talk about whatever they tried, but it's still a lie. Everything they're living a lie. Everything they're saying a lie, right? So you can't trust in those type of individuals. But the main thing is that Muchana had a better chance, a chance to bring about a change to South Africa. People believed in him, right? But he disappointed people way more than Ramaphosa did. Ramaphosa might have been in government and whatever and disappointed us because of Tumami and nonsense. But Umchana, it was like a guy who can come in and say, look, this is the situation. People, we need to mobilize, do the right thing. At the end of the day, we'll find a solution to our problems. And indeed, when you have the right advisors who know what they're talking about, right, you definitely will find the solution at the end of the day. There is a solution. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. But Umchana did his whatever. Yeah, anyway, he knows what happened in the University of the North. Yeah, let's not go there, right? Nationalizing mines. First, let's nationalize the sponsorships. Let's nationalize the sponsorship. Let's start there. before we can nationalize the mine, before we can take the land, before we can do this, let's start with the spaza shops, people. Because, come on, man. How do you tackle big issues while you can't even tackle smaller issues? It doesn't make sense, right? You start with the smaller issues, you show for sure, right, that you are capable. Then from there you go to big issues. But China, they want mines, they want banks, they want create your own bank in China. You got people, right? You got people in China. If they bring in 20 rand, you will create a bank. I'll come and loan. You can be my shopisa. You can give me money in China. Be clever. Come on. You sell regalia, you sell this, you make money in China. You got, your canvas or whatever during the elections time cost more than 100 million. Can you imagine in China that much money? Man, yeah, but anyway, that's what it is, But it's the apartheid legacy, and I say it in this regards because China grew up around people like Peter Mugaba. And Peter Mugaba, may his soul rest in peace. Look, that guy was radical, highly radical. And remember, Christiani was the leader of the Mkondo Wesizwe, and Peter Mugaba, they were under Christiani. And China was under Peter Mugaba. So that's the line. You are taught in that regard to degrade other people's standards. Instead of respecting them and showing them that they are little, but you just go overboard. Why? Because of the fear of the unknown. Why? Because of you do not understand what they do, what they are doing. Right? But in reality, there are ways to solve a problem in an amicable way, right? In a way that it will be favorable to anyone and everyone, right? Arrogancy does not help, right? It leads to where we are now. The arrogance of the ANC leads to where we are now, giving power to the DA. Look at this. They are being owned by Magogo Zil, the Madam and Eve. Yeah, Madam. You see, they are owned now by Madam. She's telling them what to do. She whips. Right? She's using a whip. I'm a posa. I don't want a Bella bill. I'm a posa. I don't want the NHI bill. You see? She's controlling everything. Why? Because what is NHI? What is Bella bill in the first place? Right? People who are just coming up with nonsense. I told them, right, long time ago, so these e-tolls are not going to work out. These BRC buses, why do you take the main streets and build that stupid thing there? How much is it costing them now? During the day, there is no people who are driving in that thing. Only in the morning and in the afternoon. They do not have a proper plan to say, how do we save money on this thing? They don't. They've employed a lot of people thinking that the government can employ people. That's nonsensical. People are employed by private sectors. You beef up your private soldiers, right? You give people monies to start businesses. You help them with training, right? You just don't do things the way these guys are doing things. Man, it is highly, highly wrong what they are doing, and it does not help anybody. It makes things and matters worse. That's why the future of South Africa is in very bleak hands, I'm telling you, right? Because of our people like Mchana. By now, Mchana should have been a president. But, yeah, for that matter, I'm telling you, whether, look, these EFF, whatever guys, soldiers, whatever they call them, commandantas and foolish whatever things, you can put your comments there if you are clever enough. Because I know many of them, it's just a matter of not understanding what they are doing, what they are saying, arrogantly so. Let's understand people. Right? South Africa has got more for us. Right? It's got more wealth in actual fact. We can gather this wealth and give to our people. but in the rightful manner, in a way that will still stay relevant, right? But in China, they want us to go to Zimbabwe. You damage here, Papa, you go to the sea, right? Your kids will go to the sea, if not you. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, that's the situation. But in China, Malema, you have disappointed South Africa. I'm telling you the truth. I don't want to lie. I don't want to go far, but you disappointed South Africa, buddy. And that's not good, right? Many people trusted in you, looked at you, and thought at least there is a radical leader that can change South Africa for the good. But it looks like your ways are to change South Africa for the worse, like Mugabe did. You know, all the money is still in Singapore. Why don't they repatriate that money to Zim so that people of Zim can have a better life? Sis. You know, anyway, guys, I don't want to make this long, but the main thing is we can't keep quiet about things that affect us now and will affect the future, right? We need to say something. We need to come up and say, look, we need to do something about these issues, right? So, yeah, at the end of the day, somebody has to say something, right? No matter, it's just a matter of talking, but at the end of the day, maybe somebody who's good will listen and come up and bring about change to South Africa, right? There is no two-way about it. We just have to do the right thing. The right thing is what gets us moving, right? This thing of stealing from the government, stealing from the public, stealing from the people, it doesn't help. It's what is bringing those Mozambicans guys here in South Africa, stealing, killing kids, raping people and stuff like that. Those Zimbabweans people, it's unfair, right? It's very unfair. It's not like, yes, we don't have to help Zimbabweans and Mozambicans and Namibians and Botswanans and what. No, we need to help them, but in a very proper manner, proper ways. There are best ways to help people, better. And I said something. I said, these people, right, wherever they're coming from, it's not like they want to leave their countries. No. It's situations that is forcing them to leave, to come here. But anyway, that issue will be for the migrant issue. We'll leave it for there. Thank you, guys. And thank you for watching. Oi, oi. See you next time. And they say subscribe, I think. I don't know. Sharp, sharp.